The Naked Author.
What's up?
What's going on? How you doing?
Big chillin'. Can't
Come on
complain.
now. That's right. That's right.
God
That's
is
right.
good.
Yes, he is. Always.
All the time.
All the time. Let's talk to him. You living or you surviving?
Well, I think since my transition in life, I was living at one point.
Got you.
Like when I became a nurse and I caught a hold of what it was I wanted to do.
That's right.
Man, I was big living.
Come on.
Big living, big spending.
That's right.
Thought I had the right people around me.
That's right.
And guess what? In a matter of a blink of an eyes, I'm surviving.
Got you.
I transitioned, started a business, started writing books.
Come on.
Then guess what? The more I elevate, the more I saw people on the level that they didn't want to move.
Gotcha.
So then now I'm back in survival mode because I gave everything to them
Gotcha.
and they wasn't giving nothing back to me.
Wow.
But I'm trying to live again.
Come on, sis.
And I'm going to live again.
Respect. Respect. Come on now. Come on.
Welcome to the Integrity Response with your brother CEO Khacki. Every individual sitting across from me doesn't believe in being typical, ordinary, or familiar. They're elite, meaning society's norms don't sit well with them. They believe in raising the bar for themselves, family, and for those they may never meet. From those in humble beginnings to those in the midst of greatness and legends who've paved the way. With a comedic edge, I will ask the questions that hold value, and I believe we'll gain insight to the real them. It's the Integrity Response.
Let's take him back before becoming a nurse, author. At the age of 9, what did you want to be?
At the age of 9, I can't tell you I was even thinking about being nothing.
Gotcha.
Simply because I was being abused.
Gotcha.
So I didn't have the thought process to be one of those children where I was able to have a question like that asked to me.
Gotcha.
And I was able to be willing to answer it and be excited about it.
Understand.
Because I didn't have that type of thought process because I had trauma in my thoughts.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I do understand.
So it's like because of the trauma, I couldn't see nothing else in life.
Gotcha.
But the reoccurrence of all these things that I was being hit with, all this
Absolutely.
stimuli, all this displacement, all this projection that was being given to me by hurt people.
Gotcha.
Which was my people.
And do you, that expression, hurt people?
And that's what it do. And I didn't learn that until later because I'm 9 at the time.
At the time.
So if I'm 9 years old, you got to think about my thought process at 9, what milestone I was in at 9,
Right.
my cognitive development
That's
at
right.
9.
That's right.
So I see, and what I see, I feel like I'm getting,
Gotcha.
I'm taking it, I'm internalizing all that.
Absolutely.
So I don't know you hurt.
Gotcha.
You grown, I'm a child.
You think they're in the perfect space, but they have so much trauma as well.
Exactly, and I'm looking at them like they got it all together and there's something wrong with me.
Wow.
So at that point, it's like, you know what's next? Trauma, negative self-talk.
Gotcha.
Intrusive thoughts,
right.
to like learn helplessness, depression, anxiety.
That's right.
So it's like, oh, I'm worthless then. You know, they telling me I'm this. It was always a thing. You're black and ugly. You know what I'm saying? Or it was always a thing like, you're dumb. I did have to teach my own self to read though. So it's like all of these things being projected on me.
Gotcha.
I didn't even know what the word projection was. I know what projection is now because I went and educated myself.
That's
so I'm
right.
gonna use it.
Absolutely.
But at that time, being 9, thinking from a 9-year-old perspective, it's like I'm destroyed.
Wow.
I don't see nothing but to die.
I did, I know your history. I've, studied everything you've been through. You did speak on, around the age of 14, but I want to take it back even further. Siblings. Do you have any siblings?
I do have siblings.
Gotcha. How many siblings do you have?
I have 4 siblings.
Gotcha. Okay. Come on now. And where do you fall?
I am, so on my mom's side, I'm the middle child.
Gotcha.
You know what that is?
Go ahead.
I'm on in the middle.
Come on.
Way at black sheep,
That's right. Go ahead.
bad kid. That's all the statistics and stereotypes that they say about the middle.
Right,
you
that's
feel me?
right. We get
But
in
the
the
middle
movie.
is marvelous.
That's right. Come on
Yeah.
now. Real.
The middle is magnificent.
Come on now. Come on.
Yeah.
That's
the
real.
middle
I love
is
it.
a magnitude.
I love it. It's real.
So anyway, on my dad's side, I'm the oldest.
Gotcha. Okay. New Orleans, Louisiana, birthplace. Where you from?
I'm actually from a small town called Bayou Gula.
Gotcha.
And I also went to school in White Castle, but
Gotcha.
I say New Orleans because, most people from home, they get mad when they're like, oh, you acting like you want to forget where you came from. First of all, let's clear it up.
Go ahead.
if I don't want to remember an area that caused me trauma,
Wow.
I'm a grown-ass woman.
Wow.
I don't have to sit here and say, oh, I'm from that area if it's triggering to me.
Wow.
But I never will forget, and I always acknowledge it because
Understand.
it made me who I am.
That's
It
right.
built something in me.
That's a fact.
Even though the situation and the environment was negative, that place built something in
Right,
me. Not in a
absolutely.
negative way, though. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why I say New Orleans is because the world knows New Orleans.
That's how it is with Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know, somebody from Marietta, someone from Clayton County, if you tell somebody
Right.
outside, you'll say from Atlanta.
I'm from Atlanta.
Real. Gotcha.
Cause they gon' listen, our mind, we always association and assimilating, okay?
Right.
From little bitty. Association and assimilation. Oh, I don't know that cat is a cat. I'm gonna call it something else that walk on four legs.
Right.
You heard
That's
me?
real. That's right. That's
So a
fact.
dog is a cow, a sheep is a cow till you get older.
That's right.
And
That's
you
a
learn to
fact.
discriminate.
That's
you
a
heard
fact.
me?
Wow.
So we
Bar.
always doing that. So that's why I say New Orleans.
Gotcha.
The world know New Orleans. Where
That's
you from,
real.
Sonya? New Orleans.
Come on now. You know what? That's real. So in the household you grew up with your mom, dad, everybody. Who did you grow up with?
I was given away when I was 3 days old. So I left the hospital with my grandparents. Yeah.
Were your parents young, very young teen parents?
Yeah, my mom
Gotcha.
was young. I don't know if my dad was in the picture at the time.
Okay.
But I stayed with them, and then I thought those were my parents because I was so young.
That's all you know.
That's all I knew.
Gotcha.
So then once my aunts and uncles start, saying little stuff like, I have one uncle, he have a problem with alcohol addiction or whatever. I don't know if he still drink, but this is during that time.
Gotcha.
So he would come, he would look at me and he would be like, he would look at his mom and he'll be like, Mommy, I don't know why you let her stay here. Like, she need to go back with her mom. And I'm like,
Oh, wow.
so I'm hearing this and I'm
Right.
like,
You
I
don't
thought
even
this was my
understand.
mama.
Right. Wow.
So he reminded me that I have a mama and then always tried to make it seem like she didn't want me. He tried to sow that in me at an early age.
Was it a little bit of jealousy?
It could have been. I don't know what it was, and I still don't know what it is at this point. I feel like, I don't know if I want to say jealousy. I want to feel like they have a negative self-image of themselves,
So
and they
it
projected it on me.
you.
Yes.
Gotcha. Do you feel like at this age, just everything you've been through, it was all for a reason?
It
just
was
who you are, how you able to minister through everything. We're gonna get into all of it. But do
Right.
you think that all this was, destined? You have to do this, to go through the mud, to go through certain things to come out a diamond.
Listen, it's definitely necessary. And then, in life, some things are necessary and some things are essential.
Go ahead.
Okay, essential things as it pertains to the body mean the body don't make it, right? So you need it.
Correct.
So life, pain, endurance, traumas, anything that you have to internalize, go through, shape, mold is
It's
essential.
Wow.
Integrity.
Wow.
So I feel like now at this point in my life, it was essential. But in the moment,
It was trauma. You didn't
it was
understand
traumatic. Do you hear me? It was traumatic. It was hurtful. It was confusion, ambiguity. It was just a lot for adults to look at a child and just be like, this is what I'm gonna come do to her today. And I never noticed them do it to anybody else but me. I never even seen my aunts or uncles or none of them whoop their kids as much as they come and dragged my ass.
Wow. You did, just through research, you did say you were a troubled child. Like you got into trouble for certain things because you were acting out, or because you just didn't lack of love. What do you think it was?
Well, it was modeling.
Gotcha.
I was being beat, dragged, abused. So I modeled what I was being exposed to.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And did when your grandparents took you on, who else was in the household?
It was me, and then I had a cousin, and then I thought that was my brother, but I
Gotcha.
found out he was my cousin. So that was my grandfather's sister's child.
And they took him in.
They took him in also.
Gotcha.
So it was me and him, and then it was my grandmother and my grandfather.
Gotcha. You grew up playing basketball and volleyball, correct?
I was an all-around athlete.
Come
I
on
played
now.
everything.
Come on now. And that was almost like most kids, an escape to keep you busy, keep your mind free.
Right.
What type of kid were you? Like the actually sports, everything. Besides that, what type of kid were you?
Well, I was a horrible kid until I started playing sports.
Gotcha.
So I realized at that point that I had some type of skills.
Gotcha.
because growing up in that house, they made me feel like I didn't have anything. So that's why sports end up being such a monumental thing, for me.
Absolutely.
Because it's like, oh, I really can do something. Because people don't understand when you're in a place, just like domestic violence victims or anybody who's dealing with anything negative. If that's the only person you're surrounded around in your circumference and in your close proximity, and this is the only person telling you stuff, and you're scared to say something outside of that, then you're not going to believe anything else, and you're going to keep internalizing everything that they're saying. Wow. And it's going to become conditioned.
Like with anything.
With anything. Everything becomes conditioned because our brain have a retrieval cues.
Wow. High school, moving on to high school, what was your favorite subject?
I didn't have a favorite subject in high school.
Gotcha.
Because, off and on, I had kind of like a little small relationship with my biological mother. Okay. And her husband abused me too. So it's like, you're a dummy, you're only good at sports, just a lot of verbal abuse. And then it's like, when I get to school, it's like, I'm a dummy. I don't know nothing. Because people have to understand, a lot of people don't understand how the brain works when you're processing information, especially when it's negative information.
Wow.
So if you're telling me I'm these things, then guess what? I'm a child. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm in fear of you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to play victim. You're older than me. Right. My grandmother did teach me to respect my elders, so I did that till I became older at some point. Because I do, people clap and I do standing ovations. So that's what make me different than the world.
Gotcha.
So at that point, you're telling me these things. So the subject in school is like, there's no subject. It's trouble. It's just whatever emotional.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying?
Definitely.
It's like, oh girl, you play with me, we fighting. Let's take it outside. I'm not bringing no books back to school because I know when I come to 5th hour, we gonna fight. That was my mindset.
You felt like just out of pure what you have to go through, survival. You had to survive.
Right.
And you did a damn good job of surviving. You literally through the mud and you didn't let nobody, you developed this thing. I didn't let nobody mess with me. I ain't letting nobody come across me or do me wrong. Right. Out of sure survival.
Right. And out of modeling. Gotcha. Modeling aggression. You know what I'm saying? Modeling physical abuse. Because bullies bully bullies.
That's right. Absolutely.
Hurt people.
That's right.
So it was just all modeling.
So from here, you actually, first for your supporters, fill in the blank. In high school, I was known as the kid that
fought people.
Gotcha. That's what you were known. You known to
spit on people, drag people, stomp people. Wow. Didn't care. And then I don't want to make it sound all bad, because at the end of the day, if you're going to present a problem, present a solution. I was also known as one of the best athletes in Louisiana.
I was just about to say, so you also were popular.
Right, I was.
Gotcha, real. Mm-hmm. But if you were popular, that means a lot of teachers defended you. Like if you were fighting. Well, I'm not going to really say the teachers defended me, because they really had a problem with me, the teachers did. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. What about your coaches and everybody? Did they defend you?
My coach was top tier.
Gotcha.
That was another person in my life. Real. That helped me.
Real.
Darlene Uso.
A little bit. Bring it back in a little closer.
Yeah. Darlene Uso was another person in my life. And it was also Coach Fortune. So elementary, he started it. Okay. And then he called Darlene and he's like, hey, I got something for you. Real. You know what I'm saying? That's right. That's what they do. That's right. So he like, I need you to help out though, because she is a troubled child.
Okay, stay close to this one. Gotcha. Yes. Okay, gotcha.
So that's basically what she did. She's still in my life right now.
Okay, man, that's awesome. That's good to hear. That's good to hear for sure. And you actually went on to go to University of Louisiana.
No, I actually went to Garden City, Kansas first.
Gotcha, okay.
On a scholarship to play volleyball and basketball.
Gotcha, come on.
Then after that, I transitioned to St. Pete College, where I also played volleyball and was supposed to play basketball, but then still in that troubled mode, transitioning because I was still in my 20s, so I was still risky. With aggression and anger and just decision making as far as managing my emotions. So I had something transpire with the coach, even though he started, but hey, don't play with me like that, because I'm from a low economic status area. It is what it is. We could take it there. Gotcha. So then when I got to USF in Tampa, right, that's when everything changed. Gotcha. Because now I'm on my 3rd degree. Right. Now I'm on my 2nd degree and I majored in psychology. Right. So I would always utilize the professor's office hours. And I'm thinking I'm just going there to learn the concept for my test.
Right.
Because I had a problem with always being told by my stepdad that I was a big dummy and I was only good at sports. So that made me want to go hard. And sometimes it can work in a negative way for you too, because you do maladaptive behaviors and you find yourself want to become a perfectionist.
Right. Go ahead. That's
that's the residual of some abuse, verbal abuse, sometimes depending on what it is.
Gotcha.
So I always strive to get that 4.0. So I'm in the office and I'm talking with these professors. So you think we just talking about school? No, they start asking me other questions like we're doing right now.
Right.
Where you from, kid?
Gotcha.
Like, what you doing here?
Right,
you know?
right.
And I'm explaining stuff to them, and then they're actually doing therapy with me.
Wow.
So what they did was to help keep me out of trouble, help me trying to manage my emotions and bring out the intellectual part in me versus the aggressive, non-managing of emotions, no lack of coping skills part. They included me in projects and research.
Gotcha.
So I did 5 years of research at the University of South Florida.
Wow.
In different things.
Come on, man. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So now a kid moving from Louisiana going, you said, to Kansas, and then to
Florida.
Mm-hmm. Now you're away from it all.
Yes.
How does, and of course you bring, everywhere we go, we bring a little bit with us. We bring it with us, but you're starting to escape the trauma.
I was.
How was the relationship?
Gradually.
Right. How is it now, in this time, these 4 to 5 years, how often are you going back for the summer, Louisiana?
I never go back. I just don't. It's just like, why would I go to an area where people try to hold me at a disadvantage? Let me tell you something about an impression, okay? This is research proven. I always tell people, never trust nobody information but your own, so go look it up.
Real.
When first impressions are formed, okay? People form first impressions. We also learn once people form first impression in the however many seconds they form it, we learn from another research experiment that we done that people preserve their first impression. So, you hear when people say, oh, when a person show you who they are, believe them. Believe them. And remember that whatever they felt to you and whatever behavior they showed you at that time, they preserved that. So don't think you're going to go back 5 years later and they're going to interpret or internalize you any different. No, because that's in their subconscious, baby. It's going to be there.
Do you think people can change?
It depends.
Gotcha.
Let me tell you what will help the change. What will help the change is if they're elevating and I'm not a threat to them.
Go.
Integrity.
Just let the beat breathe. Real. So as you stepped away this 4 to 5 years, physically didn't go. How was the communication back home?
I don't talk to a lot of people from back home either. I'm so focused on the things that I have going on. And lo and behold, you know your future ready when your past wants you back.
Wow.
Because what's going to happen is your past is always...
That was a bar.
Yeah. Your past is always going to pull at you even when you're elevating.
Go ahead.
Because that go to preserving who you wanted me to be.
And that's what I was told I'm supposed to be.
And I was told what I was supposed to be. So think about it. Your mind create memories from thoughts.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
So a man thinketh, so is he.
That's right.
So what you said of me, you put it in your mind. Right. So you created this construct and you're going to keep it there. So this is why when a person show you who they are, believe them.
Wow.
Because what's there is there and it's going to stay there. And then it gets in their heart. And once it's in their heart, guess what? It becomes a behavior. Because where thoughts go, behaviors follow.
That's a fact. Has anybody from the past gone on to see your success and came back and tried to recant and say or apologize or, hey, I was wrong, I was an abusive, alcoholic, anything, whatever it was? Has anybody tried to recant, restore what they've done, what they've said?
No. And you know why? That's an indication to me that they're still in that same mindset.
And this is why you do not go back physically.
Exactly. I got to choose my battles. Because remember, I also have memory. If I go back into that environment, I'm not saying that growth has not took effect in me. That's not what I said.
Real.
But you're not going to corner me up and think just because I accumulated and obtained all of these accolades and success that I'm gonna let you play with me.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna bat your ass down.
I see what you're saying.
If you're looking, if people think for 1 second that the naked author is gonna be the bigger person, I'm gonna be the midget. Don't play with me.
Integrity.
Real.
I'm not gonna allow you to do me that.
How did you get into the CNA, RN? How did you get to this field, this world?
You know what's so wonderful about this? I'm so happy you asked me that. So let's go back to that. I was also getting in a lot of trouble. You know, God has always been with me.
Yes, he is.
I was getting in a lot of trouble. So the people in the courthouse in Iberville Parish,
Gotcha.
they were like, oh, we see she could do a little stuff. You know, they would take me on and I would do little projects, little journalism, little writing stuff,
Gotcha.
little go do a speech, go do this and that. Keep, you know, trying to keep me out of trouble and stuff like that. So Mr. Russell Jackson, he was like a liaison
Gotcha.
in Plaquemine, you know, that they put in position to help people get to a next level where they were stuck.
Which is
he
good.
did a great job at that.
Good.
I don't care what other people may feel. I don't know what other people's thoughts are about him, but I'm telling you from my experience.
Right.
So here I am. He asking me, what are you good at? What you know how to do?
Right.
Because I know you're good at fighting. I know you're good at using weapons.
We don't have a boxing program. That's funny.
So
right. Gotcha.
he said, I brought a book. I had another book where we used to do poems at first.
Gotcha.
So I published a series of poems in this book. I didn't get no credit for it though, but I knew I wasn't. It was just for exposure anyway.
Right.
But anyway, so he was like, I think you got a high need for cognition, you know, like that. So then he said, I know you like to help people too. So it was this lady. She had a school called Julian CNA School.
Okay.
Her name was Miss Nettie. So them two was in partnership with each other because she was also trying to help get people in the higher economic status area and educated into the workforce.
Good.
So so he was like, let's do CNA. So he paid for the CNA.
Wow, come on.
And then I say, when I get paid, I'm gonna pay you back.
Wow.
So when I started working, I was working like 16 hours. Like I noticed, okay, I could do this.
Right.
So
was this your first job?
it was my first real job going into a career.
Gotcha. For sure.
I don't consider I'm not going to say fast food is not a real job, but I feel like it's a transition from high school.
That's right. No, that's right.
Just to get you some income.
Absolutely. So that while we on that, what was that first initial job?
My first job was Arby's.
Gotcha. Mine was McDonald's. That's what's up.
Yeah, I used to work at Arby's.
Definitely. Them curly fries.
I just thought,
I don't see how you quit. No.
Curly fries, potato cakes, and the Jamocha shake.
Come on now. Right. Come on now. Man.
I just feel like it was a little more
real.
You know what I'm saying? And I didn't need to be in the environment with the girls. I was already had the mindset, like, because they were going to be in the fryer for 2 minutes. Okay, I wasn't going to even shake the...
But Arby's had a lot of the baby boomers. The older crowd came to Arby's.
Yes.
Like those Reuben sandwiches, like, you know, things like that. But that makes sense. That's real.
Yes.
That's real. So from there, your first job, the CNA, part-time, 16 hours. How did you feel at this time? How was your confidence building at this time?
It still wasn't building because it's like I still was transitioning. I still was going through abuse and I still was in the same area where all the traumas was. So it's like...
Oh, no, I'm saying the CNA portion.
Oh, me becoming a CNA?
Yes. Once you're in Florida and you're in the program.
No. I was as a CNA. I was in Louisiana.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
It wasn't until I became a nurse.
Okay, I
traveled and went to Florida and all these different places. But I did go to school, so we kind of skipping stuff.
Okay.
I was back and forth.
Gotcha.
Between Louisiana and Florida.
Gotcha. Oh, but you didn't go back home to the small town to visit even during this time.
No, I didn't go back to visit at any time in my life, but I had to go back and live after I got my psychology degree, because at that point it's like either you go and continue your educations and get a master's or a PhD, or you find something else to do.
That's right.
So that's how I ended up doing CNA.
Gotcha. So you're saying the confidence wasn't because you're back home, so you still was mentally strained.
The triggers, the residuals, and then people just still looking at it like, okay, you back here, you ain't do nothing.
Wow. Do you believe in that phrase, sometimes you got to get away to make a way?
You have to get away to make a way, simply because I just told you your brain have retrieval cues. You have to remove yourself from that negative stimuli or those adverse stimuli that cause those triggers so that you can heal.
Real. Psychology. What did you learn about yourself, about others, through your research, through your degree? Like, I know it was a lot of wow moments, like, whoa, like just reading lectures, everything. What did you learn about us as a whole, as a people, because you're well spoken, you understand a lot of things people don't. So I'm sitting here taking free game, like,
Right.
wow, this is something,
Right.
you know. So psychology degree, it's crazy. My daughter's in school right now with her psychology degree as well. So it's dope, man, just to see like
Shout out to her.
you know it. Shout out to you, Kamani. It's just like what do you feel, you know, as a people? You said, you know, hurt people, things like that. And it's not all bad. Psychology isn't bad, but
Right.
what have you learned?
Well, psychology actually helped me, and it helped me make it easier for me to forgive.
Real.
Because what happens is I start to gain knowledge, and I start to realize maybe their behaviors are not so much targeted at me, but towards me because of the negative self-image that they have on themselves.
Wow.
So at this point, this is when I realized that these people didn't love themselves. And when I looked at the situation that they was in versus the situation that I was in, and I'm keep trying to elevate, and don't get me wrong, it's all right if it's not all right to be complacent and stagnated, but if some people want to just live the way that they live and do the things that they do and it's entry level, that's fine with me.
Right.
The problem comes into play is when you look at me and you start to feel dissonance and you start to develop envy, jealousy, and it spills over into your attitude and behavior and perception towards me, and you start to do maladaptive, malice, evil things towards me.
Wow.
That's when the problem comes into play. I was all right with you being who you were, living how you wanted to live, y'all doing y'all family thing. The problem comes into play when you want to cause havoc in my life because you won't change your inner self because you have a negative self-talk about yourself.
Wow.
So that was the problem.
Like who do you think you are? That attitude.
Right. At that point, because you know, and it's levels to it. So it go from me being young, y'all abusing me because I don't have no strength, I don't have no knowledge, no education, I'm not able to work. It goes from that type of level of abuse to me going to almost working myself as a perfectionist. And granted I graduated from these schools with like all 3 degrees with either a 3.7 or a 3.97.
Come on, that's what's up.
So it goes from that to now, oh, you think you all that, who you think you are, oh, you showing off. So the level of abuse change as you elevate.
It's a different type of, absolutely. What currently drives you in this moment right now? What drives you?
Well, my kids drive me because I want to duplicate myself in them.
Real. Let's talk about the babies. How many kids do you have?
I have 5 children.
5? Come on, come on. That's what's up.
I have 3 girls and 2 boys. Usually I don't tell people because people weird out here.
Sis, I understand.
Listen, people will look at you and judge you for your nose. They'll judge you for your eyeball. They'll judge you because you got one little hair that's a different color than this side over here.
Understand.
And it could just be a little shade of black than the next one.
That's who we even, and we that could go out as well. You know, this could be edited. Mm-hmm. But everybody judges. You know what I mean? Like people have this thing where they, you know, lack thereof.
Right.
You know, that's just who we are. Even being in front of the camera right now, we're gonna be judged.
Of course.
It just comes with it. It just comes with it. But definitely, let me ask you this: motivation. Your grind, scale 1 through 10, what do you rate it right now?
Unrateable.
Come on. Bar.
Unrateable. Ain't nobody gonna put no limit on how high I'm gonna go and the energy that I'm gonna possess to make something happen. Cause I'm gonna make it happen. And I'm gonna exert a certain amount of energy, motivation, and determination to make it happen. So it's unlimited. Because it's determined on me, not nobody else.
Real.
So if I'm gonna put a number on it, then I limit myself there.
Respect. About 30 seconds of your time. I really appreciate your support. With every interview, my aim is to bring integrity and fun back to the culture, and I can't do it without you. If you're enjoying this episode, please hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, and hit the like button. It helps the algorithm. I appreciate you. Back to the interview. Registered nurse, traveling nurse, psychology. Do you feel like you were born to help others?
I feel like I was born. I feel like not born. I was called to help others.
Respect.
I was called to help others. whether I wanted to or not. Because remember, gifts and callings are without repentance. So that's outside of me. It's kingdom business.
Real.
So it's something that I have to be obedient and do whether my flesh wants to do it or not. Real.
I love your stage name, The Naked Author. It speaks so many, it's a few things that just automatically, of course you could have spelled it with T-H-E. No, I'm me. I'm authentic to who I am. Naked. Bare. I'm going to be who I am.
Yes.
Without judgment.
Right. That's what it is. You got it. You hit it on the nose. And then remember, it's short for DNA.
Integrity.
That's our beginning genetic makeup.
The Naked Author. Bearing it all. Everything you have going. I'm about to actually put this up right now. A stubborn survivor. I am going to be reading this weekend. Where can everyone find your publications? Everything you've done.
All of my books are actually on Amazon. You can find it on Amazon. Ebook or that book has a paperback, hardcover, and ebook.
Okay.
But just my other paperbacks and ebooks, they're just paperback and ebook.
Gotcha. And as far as the what do you call it? The like the Kindle. I think soon you said you're gonna start voice recording yourself.
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna use my own voice.
That's dope.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm gonna do my own voice for my books. So that's just another marketing thing that I plan on doing, because who can tell a story better than me?
And you have a captivating voice too.
Right. Thank you.
So people need to hear it from you.
Right. And baby, I'm extra. I've been extra since I come out of utero now. Like a star.
That's real simple, definitely. While we on this, registered nurse, psychology major. When did this author click in your universe?
Ever since I've been little.
Wow. That's
probably like at the age of 5.
And that's what I was getting at too when I asked you. I said, what was your favorite subject? I was thinking, I thought you were gonna say like language arts or, but
no, because I always was told I was a dummy and I was dyslexic and stuff like that. So I didn't want to have confidence in saying that I was gonna write a book or write some poems or stuff.
Gotcha.
I'm left-handed, so I'm creative.
Absolutely.
I use the different side of my brain.
Absolutely.
Music, poetry, art, all those is my thing.
Right.
So sounds and music. Like, I work with a few people too, like some of my homegirls, they manage artists and do different things. They call me the judge sometimes because of my ear for music.
Right.
And I'm not the type of person and I'm a Pisces. Not that I'm so big on that. I'm big on God.
That's right. Come on now.
But the thing about it is, it's like, I'm going to tell you, like, that's trash. Like, you got to go back to the drawing board. I'm not saying you're not creative. I'm not saying, and I'm giving you suggestions. Mix and master this together. I'm not getting paid to do it, but I noticed that it's something that I have so many files in my phone from artists. Sonya, what I should add? Should I add a feature? Male, woman, this and that? And I'm like, yeah, but you need to add something else to it too. Real. Instrumental strings. Add like that jigger music, because by me being a traveler, I go different places and I'm hearing different sounds. Sometimes I think Compton artists should merge with some people on the East Coast, depending on who they are, to make that music pop. Come on. You know what I'm saying?
That's
some
right.
artists do good because they crossed over.
Real.
That's why they're making a lot of money.
That's a fact.
Because doing one genre and thinking that you're gonna make it with just rap, that's not gonna happen.
You cannot limit yourself and keep yourself in a box. That's real. You think people come to you because they see how authentic you are with yourself?
And it could be that too. And then people sensitive about the truth now.
But it takes a lot of energy to lie.
For stuff like this, and they want to believe in stuff like their project, they'll stomach listening to me say it and just have to deal with that dissonance and swallow it up and go back to the drawing board and make it a hit. You're going to have to. And the only way you're going to be able to get that hit is if you get the truth.
That's
corrective criticism coming from somebody genuine, not a hater.
Not a hater. Not somebody full of doubt. It got to come from somebody who loves themselves. That's real.
Yes, who loves themselves. That's the key.
That's real. Come on, sis. That's real.
You shouldn't take no information or nothing, no advice from somebody who do not genuinely love themselves. How?
Wow.
A wounded mouth is going to lead you down a wounded path.
Integrity.
Wow. You don't care about the perception of people about you.
I don't. That's why I'm the naked author.
I
don't know how to. I guess it is. And I learned after a while, people like me are misunderstood.
Sis, that was a question I had for you as far as being misunderstood. I know you are. I know I am. Mm-hmm. If we were all carbon copies, man, this world would be robotic around here.
We would have been AI long time ago.
Why do you like standing in your truth?
I like standing in my truth because the world needs to know that everybody that clustered themselves in a normal distribution that's not real life. It's propaganda.
Wow.
It's stuff that was created to make a certain group of people do a certain thing. Wow. And you have to remember that everybody is not in that normal distribution. Some people are 2 and 3 standard deviations away from normal, so we're the misunderstood. Wow. Whether you on one end being mentally retarded, Down syndrome, having some developmental delay, or you on the genius side, high need for cognition, creative, artist, painter, us.
Real. I knew you got it too. It was a post you had on Instagram. Y'all follow at the Naked Author, DA, Naked Author. You had a post about, I don't want to make sure I misinterpret it right, but it was the TikToks, the working the 40-hour week slave mentality, going through this, what you call it. You know what I'm saying? It was like going through this mindset of TikTok, like, showing out, doing what but I saw, oh, she gets it. That's exactly how I think. It's like, she gets it.
Right.
I wouldn't post it, but you post it. That's why you're a naked author. You understand what's happening in this matrix.
Right. That's what it is. It's a matrix. And then that goes back to statistics. Like, it's important for you to educate yourself. And I feel like when people don't educate themselves and gain enough knowledge, this is where jealousy, envy, and hate also comes into play. Wow. Because it feels like there's a distance and a wedge between what you know and what you don't understand. So fear, and then that's when fear comes into play. Because now you are afraid, you view me as a threat, when we should be working together to conjoin with each other, synthesize whatever you want to say that's going to collaborate, capitalize, that's going to be together, unity, so that we can make something else happen. We have to be innovators.
That's a fact. And
the only way to make that happen is if strengths come together.
That's right.
And we make something and we duplicate ourselves from that. And capitalize off of it with multi-streams of income.
Come on. It's real. It's real. Let me ask you this, dating back a year, what's something you learned about yourself?
That I still had some, some unforgiveness and anger in me about situations like with my sisters.
Gotcha.
Not so much my brothers, because my dad never put me and my brothers in competition with each other.
I got you.
The situation with my sisters, my stepdad put us in competition with each other. And then, he was abusive, not just to me, he was abusive to his own child. And then also to my mom, you see what I'm saying? So it's like, he may be a better person now. And then, my baby sister, me and her, we clash a little bit. Okay. But because we're both becoming educated, because she's real successful too. She's a nurse practitioner.
Okay.
Actually doing psych and P.
Okay.
But at this time, I'm saying, what was going on, you was creating calamity. You were creating strife, civil and rivalry. And then their perception on how they view me, they don't understand that it's still there.
Gotcha.
They would make it seem like as if I never been through nothing, and denial is a defense mechanism that people use because they don't like to deal with reality.
That's a fact.
So they'll make it seem like, oh, if she was homeless, it wasn't for long. Like, they'll try to water it down. Baby, it doesn't matter. If I had parents, I shouldn't have been homeless. If I had family, I shouldn't have been on the street.
Wow.
Okay? That shouldn't have been the option.
That's right.
When I'm watching you guys, live and flourish.
Correct.
And have resources. Now, at this point as an adult, I'm all right with the fact that we're on different levels, and our perceptions are different. But you're not going to come in as an adult and make me heal according to how you want me to heal based on what somebody else did to me. Because
Gotcha.
I'm going to do that therapeutically for myself.
Absolutely.
And I'm not going to allow you, just because that was your father, to be like, oh, well, get over it now because he's a better person.
Gotcha.
I expect you to say that because that's your dad.
Absolutely.
I had no
Absolutely.
protection.
I do. And that's something I think everyone has to learn. Everyone has their own time,
Right.
on their own time to heal.
Right.
And it's like, it doesn't. I've had some guests whose, parents were drug dealers who
Right.
turned to men of God, elders, bishops, like, so
Right. I
it's
would rather
everyone
any of those versus somebody abusing me.
real.
Because even if you're a drug dealer, at least I get a little change from you every now and then. You know what I'm saying? And then you becoming a bishop, then we going to glory, baby.
Come on. That's
if you're a real
That's
bishop.
Right. That's right. Go ahead. Let's say hello. There you go.
If you're a real bishop.
There you go.
Ordained.
Called. Come on. What's something, and you kind of answered it too, but what's something you learned about those around you in the last year?
I'm happy you asked me that, because I did the grand opening last year for my business, No 50 Shades of Flavor.
That's right. This is
And
Shaved
guess what?
Ice, correct?
Yeah,
Come
Shaved
on now,
Ice.
come on, I love it.
Where I was bringing New Orleans cuisine to meet Florida's culture.
That's right.
So it's like everything was all good with me, my friends, or everybody I considered to be my friend.
Gotcha.
Because what I learned was everybody is not your friend, and they shouldn't get the title of being friend. Because guess what? It's a lot of upkeep when you going to give somebody a title of friendship.
That's true.
So if I give somebody a title of friendship, and you imagine how much upkeep it is for that, imagine how much upkeep it is to be a wife or a husband.
It's a fact.
So I lost all of my friends after the grand opening. I noticed they start moving weird.
What do you think? What do you think that is? Like I'm just from the bird's eyes. Like success breeds jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
Success breeds envy.
Right.
It's not so much of what you're doing. It's because what success does is point a mirror back at other people.
Right.
And it's like I'm happy for you with the question mark at the end. Like so.
Well, right.
So,
just as long as you're not doing better than me.
wow.
So I didn't feel that way about them. And I never had weird energy towards any of my friends. If I was moving up, it's like I was doing things simultaneously to help them move up. So I started 3 LLCs. All my friends, I say everybody getting an LLC.
Real.
I paid for as many people as I can to get an LLC.
That's awesome. Who does that?
When I did my grand opening and I did my backdrop, I marketed all my friends' logo for free, including my sisters.
Come on.
In spite of them feeling however they feel about me. Because I don't feel the way they feel about me, I don't feel that way about them. And then I know it's a lot of factors to play.
Gotcha.
But either way, from their responses about certain situations and how I move and how I do things, let me know that there are some things that are still there in you that you feel about me that I don't feel
Gotcha.
about you.
Gotcha.
Because I'm going to go to bat for everybody I love.
Real.
Not just because I'm on the camera. Off the camera, the world know this.
Real.
The world know this. My love, it ain't no thin line between love and hate with me. It's a thin line between I love you and don't play with my people.
Gotcha.
I got my people with me.
Real. Come on now.
City in the
Come on now. You ain't playing. But I'm thinking that too. I'm thinking my next question with that was, do you feel like you have a sort of survivor's guilt?
like as far as surviving.
No, as far as when and as I elevate, because I've been told I'm not supposed to be this.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think you are? But as I
Mm-hmm.
come up, I have to. It's a good thing to.
Mm-hmm.
I have to elevate those with me.
Mm-hmm.
Even when it's some people that may not be properly ready.
Right.
Do you have that survivor's guilt?
I used to, until you asked me the previous question about the year and what I thought about and what I learned. So now at this point, it's either now or never. Like people feel like, oh, it's going to take me 50 years or 40 years. Listen, as long as you do it.
Real.
So now or never. So
Go ahead.
this year is the year that I chose to do it and say, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? If you're not a tree with roots and cultivating soil, bringing up branches, it's nothing with me.
I respect that.
It's nothing with me. We all got to have our own tree.
Respect that.
We all got to have our own tree. Bear your fruit. Now, what we can do together as a whole is pick off of each other healthy fruits.
Healthy fruits. Wow.
That's what we can do.
Like, use me because I'm bearing fruit.
Right.
I'm going to use you because you're bearing fruit.
Exactly. And we're going to exchange the fruit.
The fruit. Like, that's what it's about.
Right. And that's what we're going to do. And that's how you get to where you need to get to. And that's how you overcome good with, that's how you overcome evil with good. I'm sorry.
That's right.
That's how you do that.
Absolutely.
That's how you conquer that. That's how you deal with stereotypes, stigmas, and this divide and conquer thing that has been put in place for the African American community.
Real. Are you the definition of, killing with success?
I'm a person of words when I'm in front of the mic.
Right. I know what you're saying.
Right.
Right.
But I'll show you.
Does that drive you, or you're self-driven by what you are?
I'm self-driven by myself.
Because you're like, whoa, yeah. I don't need your pat on the back. Watch me do this.
Watch me do this.
Good
Watch
job.
me do me.
Self-affirmations. Are you big on that?
Self-affirmations, manifestations. I'm big on all of that now because remember, when you're in the environment where you're modeling and you're exposed to negative self-talk, self-sabotaging yourself, and people doing behaviors based on responses of that nature, yes, or in that context, you're going to do those things. So what you have to do is you have to erase yourself, wow, of it all.
Wow.
And refill yourself with the proper necessities, things that are essential.
Is that tough?
It's tough. It's very tough because remember, those negative things are also programmed in your long-term memory because emotions, fear, and all of those things were attached to them.
Real.
So what you have to do now, I don't call it forgetting. It's a term in psychology that we use called extinguishing.
Gotcha.
So sometimes when you want a bad behavior to go away or be extinguished, you have to then find a behavior that's equally measurable and increase that behavior.
Wow.
Increase the likelihood of that behavior.
Which is the positive.
The positive. And what it's going to do is fade away and extinguish the negative behavior. This is how people establish good habits.
Real. Wow.
So that's what I did. And that's what I have to do. And you have to do this every day. And you have to be aggressive about doing it. Because just as aggressive as your negative self-talk and your sabotage try to come in and creep in and keep you as who you are, you have to take that positive and bring it with the same amount of intensity, wow, or more.
Come on.
To produce change.
What do you think is the biggest personality trait a person must possess to be a psychology major, to work in and out of hospitals? What's one of the biggest personality traits you think you must possess? You
need to be resilient and you need to be able to adapt.
Real. No 2 days are the same, is it? No. It's never the same. You have to be resilient and you have to be able to adapt. And the reason why, and them two can go hand in hand, So at the end of the day, resilient is being flexible. You know what I'm saying? So you bobbing and weaving. That's right.
You feel me?
Absolutely.
It's like, I know you coming with something, but I need to be resilient. You feel me? I need to be able to have enough, like, I want to say flexibility, like
real,
just being able to move. Like when I think about stuff, I always think medical sometimes.
Gotcha.
I always think science.
Right.
So I'm always thinking like motion or like water, because remember, water is what it is based on what you put it in.
That's right. Absolutely.
So resiliency is that. Like I need to be like water.
Real. Go ahead now.
Simply because I never know what the situation gonna be.
Real.
And I have to adapt. Because life is random.
That's right. That's a fact. It's a fact.
So what that does is, cognitively, it helps my mood.
Gotcha.
Because the mood needs to be right. Your frequency needs to be right in order for you to be able to see, be sober, and make good decisions.
Real. Before we start this next segment, what's that outside of writing, outside of, traveling nurse, family, everything? What's that one thing your supporters would be happy to know that you do, like outside of it all? Like, I shoot pool. That's one thing people, I shoot pool. I love shooting pool. What's that one thing you do that like takes your mind off of everything.
I like doing comedy. You know, I'm joke the fuck out.
Come on now. That's what's up. That's what's up. Is that because you're a writer? Is that something you're looking into? Like, as far as,
You know, I actually went to the Laugh Factory.
Come on.
In Los Angeles, and it was open mic, and I got called back.
Wow.
I went there as a domestic violence nurse, letting them know that the hospital was my abuser, and I pitched that.
That's that is funny. But that I always say, like, comics, some of the most fearless people in the world, the naked author, that is so hand in hand.
Right.
Like, is that, you know, like, in while I'm saying this too, I want you to just look at every interview T.I.'s done in the last year and a half. Just all he talks about is fearlessness.
Right.
Like, I know what y'all know me as.
Right.
I love this. This is what I do. But
Right.
yeah, to hear you say that, like, that is like, because that's therapy too.
It's
That
therapy.
is therapy for sure.
It's really good therapy. It's almost like CBT. It's almost like cognitive behavior therapy.
Gotcha.
Because it's almost like I'm challenging every negative stimuli, every negative adverse, everything that ever gave me dissonance or was, you know, worked in my body in a negative feedback loop. I'm taking that and I'm challenging it and I'm turning it into something positive.
Just like you
so
said.
I'm going to laugh and the people going to laugh.
Real.
And what that does is that increases and secretes endorphins,
Absolutely.
which helps longevity in life.
Absolutely.
And it helps all your organs.
That's so true. That is so
Integrity.
true.
Yes.
If you could raise your glass with me, this part of the interview is brought to us by Graham Moscato. It's called AA, Authentic Answers. So we have 4 to 5 questions. Before you answer, just take a sip and then answer.
Yeah, I had wanted to take a sip.
Oh, you already know it? Here we go. If you were to wake up tomorrow morning and suddenly forgot your age, how old would you tell everybody you were?
Oh, I'm 20.
Come on now. That's real. Come on now. That's real. Come on, sis.
Take
Come on
me
now.
back.
Come
Take
on
me
now.
there.
That's right.
I want to go
That's
there.
real.
Take me to that great place of fun and adventure.
We'll never get songs like that again, will we?
No.
With nips.
Remember,
Come on now. Come on.
it's
That's real. Come on.
propaganda.
Come on, sis. Come on.
I'm trying to control a thing.
Go ahead, sis.
Yeah.
Here we go. Second question. Here we go. Second sip. What's that one movie or sitcom you're embarrassed to say that you enjoy to this day?
Well, I'm not gonna really tell you that. You gotta know. You gotta remember, my brain is deep.
Gotcha.
So I love every genre and category of whatever. I'm gonna get
Just
into that.
real.
I'm a dreamer,
Gotcha.
and I think outside of the box. So I get into those areas where these producers and directors and all these what they playwriters or
Right,
script
right,
writers,
right.
whatever they call themselves, you know, when they doing this kind of
Right,
stuff,
right.
I'm like, oh, I like that. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really tell you that I'm embarrassed of none of
None of them.
None
That's
of
just-
it. I love it. I love all of those.
Real. Gotcha.
Yeah, because remember, it's symbolic.
It is. That's why
It's
we
imaginary.
do. Real. That's real.
They took some type of creative thought to do it.
That's a fact. That's a
So
fact.
I'm not embarrassed of it all. Shout out to all of them.
Real. That's real. That's real.
Yep.
Here we go for the next one. When you were a teen, who was your celebrity crush?
This so sad, but just sad how bad you was treated in life. I ain't even watch TV.
Did watch
I had a radio.
the.
I ain't have no celebrity crush. I was just fighting.
What?
Like
No
you're making me have to do an introspect right now while I'm talking to you.
Wow. Wow.
No celebrity crush. Like, why did I have to go through that as a child? I'm a beautiful person.
Yes, you are, sis.
Like, damn, I wanted a celebrity crush. Like,
Classic. Wow. Real. All right, here go for the next question.
Damn.
Here we go. Do you have any current fake social media accounts?
oh no, baby, you
burner
gonna get.
accounts. Real.
Listen, what's up?
What's
Here
up?
I
Here I
am.
am. The naked author.
I'll be there like
That's
the Jackson
right.
5.
You know it. That's right. That's right. That's right. Here we go for the last question. You don't answer after you take a sip. I asked the question, you take a sip, then you just look in the camera. That concludes Authentic Answers, brought to us by Graham Moscato.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to cut out one friend from your life, who would it be?
Integrity.
And that concludes Authentic Answers, brought to you by Graham Moscato. Here we go. Let me ask you this. In this world, the naked author, in this world, who is your hero?
You know, I want to say my hero is my coach.
Come on.
I said my coach before my grandfather. I did. People could take it how they want. Because remember, my grandfather had a tough task.
Yes.
He had to be in between the middle between his family and me.
Yes.
A liaison, and my grandmother too, his wife. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
But I want to say my coach is my hero. She doesn't know how much impact she really have, and she's not one of them type of people that want to take that kind of credit.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? She
I'm
probably gonna be like,
darling,
darling,
right.
you didn't even
Yep.
have to say my
Yep.
name. She's that type of person.
Real.
But because of who she is, her posture, her integrity,
right.
her dignity, the way she carry herself,
Come on.
I was able to model that in the midst of seeing negative things. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Wow. And one other thing, the new relationships that I'm building.
Real.
I cut off all the bad infection, and now I'm going to heal from the inside out. And when my outer layer comes, I have to bring more healthy things. That's like
right.
bearing fruit.
That's
so
right.
all
That's
of my
right.
new relationships that I am creating right now, and the people that are gravitating
That's
towards me, that's my heroes.
Real, sis. I love
Even
it.
before I could find out how they gonna impact me, they my
Real.
heroes.
Because now your walk is based upon who you decide to walk with.
Very selective.
Real. Wow, I respect that. I respect that. I respect that. How do you think that coach right now will feel about your career?
She loves everything that I do. We talk from time to time because she has the snowball business in Louisiana.
Gotcha. So
She
you
also
model
has
after
a.
her.
I did. She taught me everything.
That's awesome.
I went and learned. She duplicated herself in me.
Wow.
I made mine mobile. She also has mobile, but she had what's common.
storefront one.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Gotcha.
Because that's common in our area and for
Gotcha.
our culture.
Gotcha.
But in Florida, it's new, so I'm mobile. I decided to go mobile.
Wow.
So I basically took everything that she taught me and the things that I was able to utilize in the mobile vehicle,
Right.
I incorporated in my
That's
business.
dope. That's dope. That's what's up.
So you gotta respect somebody that's not gonna hide the plug.
That's right.
She the
Real.
plug.
Real.
And the reason why she's not gonna hide herself being the plug is because she have a level of confidence and she believes in her stuff the way that she does, that it's not gonna matter and take away from what
she's doing
by teaching me.
Wow.
So she did that.
Wow.
Shout out to
Respect.
Darlene.
That's dope. That's dope. That's real.
Yep.
Let me ask you this. Everything you got going on, your businesses, family, career, are you making time for yourself these days?
You know, you gotta steal the time. You gotta steal that time.
Got to steal it. Yes, you do.
The reason why you gotta steal the time is because you only have 24 hours in a
on,
day.
sis. Come on.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right. That's right.
So it's like, if there's a little time in between me having probably writer's block, where AI is here now, so you don't have to have writer blocks anymore.
Gotcha.
But people who want to be authentic, you can still write.
Right.
You know, and deal with your writer's block. But
Correct.
anyway, when you want to steal time, or I'm just sitting there trying to figure out what's gonna be my next chapter,
Right.
or what's gonna be my next move, or I'm going to do something for myself.
Real. That's
I'm
real.
an expensive woman.
Come on.
But I'm not looking for nobody to do it for me but myself.
Real.
So I'm gonna go do everything that pertains to this intricate part of building up a nice woman.
Real. That's real, sis.
And taking care of a nice woman, whether it be me going to the doctor, me doing my nails, my toes.
That's right.
I do cold plunges, I work out, whatever pop in my head at
Real.
that time, and I'm able to do it, and I have that time slot to do it, I'm going to do that for myself.
So you living.
I'm living in that moment.
Real.
But I feel like in other areas where I took L's, I'm surviving.
Gotcha.
Because I got to get back to living in that area. But a lesson had to be learned.
Real. Let's talk relationships.
Let's talk relationships.
I heard you say on one podcast regarding men. You said so much so men date for the look, in a sense. I don't
For
wanna,
the image.
For the image, correct. What do you mean by that?
What I mean by that is they're programmed
Gotcha.
because of social media, and they're also programmed internally because of the the image that they see of themselves. And that could be many factors why they feel the way they feel about themselves. And 9 times out of 10, you know, it start in your environment.
Correct.
It start with your upbringing. Single parent home, you know, just a mother, no masculinity in the home.
That's right.
So it's like, you go based off of that. So if you have a poor image of yourself as a man, you lack confidence, you lack anything that deals with you being able to ground yourself and look at yourself as actually being a man, you're going to have a problem with dealing with anything flawed in a woman. And some things are genetic. Some things we can't change. They're non-modifiable.
It's real.
So how you not going to take what I have and I'm taking all of you?
Do you think it's part of, you did mention social media, do you think it's part of what we see on the norm?
Of course.
You open your, and it's everywhere.
That ass everywhere.
Why do you think our culture, it ain't even our culture, why do you think the world, why do you think we're built on look?
And we're built on look because it's no effort and no thought process in that.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and then they play on a man's mind. You know, men mind are different than women mind. If the world looks up the amygdala, the way your amygdala works as a man, and then the way our brain works as a woman is totally different.
Correct.
Men always have to see things with the eye. The lust of the eye is something. And guess what? If it wasn't nothing significant, God would never put it in the word saying the lust of the eye is something that can destroy the man.
That's so true.
So if the lust of the eye is a thing, then guess what? They need a woman with an image.
Gotcha.
Because they feel like the image physically will make them feel like somebody. It will make them feel like a man. It will give them that supernatural strength that they need to be a man, when really that's false. That's an illusion. That's a mirage.
It is all
because guess what? When you in Dubai and you get off that camera and you going through that sand and you really get to that area and what you saw fall off and you get there and it's not there, they tricked your ass.
Wow. Are you currently married?
No.
What is the dating life? How is it like out here? You know,
it's scary.
Is it?
It's very
like so like what is
it's
it?
Scary because all the men are sensitive now. You don't see where everything has taken a turn and they're making it look like all the women are masculine now, but a lot of men have a lot of estrogen. They have an overproduction of estrogen. I feel like some men need to go get checked and see that they have low levels of testosterone, and it could be from overindulging in alcohol and drugs.
That's a fact. But you're saying something. I could go a whole hour on that. Mm-hmm. But you're saying something that's so true. It's there's not a lot of man's men around here.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. It's taken out. It's done for. It's out.
Right.
You can see.
And I'm not looking for a man to be sensitive like me. We have estrogen. That hormone causes us to be sensitive. And not only that, when we bear children,
that's right.
All our stuff is out of whack.
Absolutely.
It takes years sometimes to get all that stuff back in a synchronization.
That's so true.
You know what I'm saying? So as a man, I'm looking for you to be masculine. I'm not saying that I'm not looking for you to have no emotions, because that's what a good woman is there, so we can balance these things. We can have effective coping skills.
That's right.
But you wouldn't know that, because if a woman comes to you, like they like to say alpha women. I'm not an alpha woman, I'm a woman.
Gotcha.
I don't want to be labeled as an alpha woman. I don't want to be labeled as masculine.
I think that only comes into play because there's a lot of demasculated men. So that term is an alpha woman.
Right.
No, it doesn't matter, it's just not a lot of strong men with integrity out here.
Right.
I feel it, I see it.
Right.
I'm like, oh, that wasn't man-like.
And they rather overindulge in things that is non-beneficial to them.
Wow.
Because it's temporary and it feel good for the moment. But we know anything that's short-term that you get immediately in gratification always equal long-term consequences.
Wow.
Always.
So what type of man, because they're gonna be looking, what type of man is the naked author looking for? What type of,
Listen, as it pertains to a man, like how they had all them lists and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Them are women with no mind, okay? Them are not working women.
Wow.
Them are social media women. Working women is way different than social media women or women that's outside.
Real.
Okay?
Do you because you are a working woman,
Right.
got your own bag, do for yourself, don't need a man.
Right.
What is
I need a man.
No. I'm saying no. Go ahead, bar. Let me go ahead. Let me pause that. Let me rewind that tape.
My man. Come here.
Come on, sis. It's real. So, well, make sure I say it right. We all, everyone needs someone.
Right.
I'm saying like you. Let me make sure I say it right. You're not lowering your standard for one.
I'm not. I would not. I would not at this point, because it's so many times that I was in the dirt and they was in the dirt, and if I was able to pull myself up out the dirt and mold myself into something, whether it be a piece of art, a work of art, a Picasso, a statue, you can do the same.
Real.
And then if you had somebody there that was willing and considerate enough to help you do it, why play me?
Real.
Why fuck over me? You see what I'm saying? Why burn your bridge with me? You know, why you being weird with me?
Gotcha.
On my soul.
Real. Does that hinder when things happen in the past? Do you move, even more cautious every time? Like it makes it
every time. But one thing that I love about me, that, because other girls love to act like they so tough.
Gotcha.
You listen to your homegirls. Well, you wouldn't know you a man, but with your homegirls, they act, I'm not tolerating this, I'm not doing that. You're lying, you're doing it. We just can't see it.
Integrity.
Okay? But anyway, what I'm going to do is always going to be beneficial for me. If I want to talk to that person and whatever it goes on with, I'm going to deal with the consequences, the accountability of it and everything.
Gotcha.
I'm not bringing it to none of my friends to say, oh, well, such and such happened. No, if it's going to be an L, I'm going to take that L.
Real.
But at the end of the day, when it comes down to who I pursue and what I want, I'm going for that.
Gotcha.
You feel me? But now, because of everything that has set me back from those type of situations, and I ain't gonna really say I was ignoring the red flags, baby.
Gotcha.
Coming from a real woman, a real OG, we love them red flags. Don't let them believe the big old T. Okay? Toxic is sexist sometimes, and I know people gonna be mad.
No, we're born.
about
That's
it,
who we are. We're born to
but-
sin. That's just who we have. That temptation has started from the beginning.
Exactly. So don't
That's
make it
who we
seem
are.
like,
Absolutely.
it's just all a bad thing. Because sometimes
Absolutely.
if you're going to be married to a man, you need that level of toxicity in your bedroom to keep that marriage. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But me pursuing a guy, I'm not looking on pursuing no man right now. But if I was, I'm a woman. I want a man to look at me like being a woman.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? Knowing that, my woman is a boss. But I know if I tell her that I want to do this, she not even about to second question my goals,
Respect.
my what I want to do, and tell me, this is a dumb idea. No, we gonna do that. If this what you want to do, I'm gonna meet you there. We gonna do that.
Real.
A lot of men tend to be afraid of that kind of stuff too, because it's like, I'm never used to that. I never had that before. But But just because you never had it before and you're not used to it, that don't mean abuse it. Let me go.
Real.
Let me go. Don't take me down this whirlwind of trauma just because of your insecurities. Because
Absolutely.
remember, men dress up insecurities with designer fashion. So if you flashy and you posting all the time and you spreading your money all the time, you really broke.
So, I just mentioned somebody watching this third. All right, next.
Of course. You know how they have them little things? I know they gonna skip this. Like L.A. Justin Young, or whatever his name is, he make them little posts. Don't skip this.
Right,
I know you're gonna skip
right,
this.
right.
I know y'all not gonna repost this. It did it. It did touch their heart.
You saying something.
I mean, I'm just saying though, but I do at some point want a man, but I just want, I want to be loved and I want to love that person.
That's right.
I want that man, even if you've been through hurt, because I know society could be a lot, especially on black men.
That's real. That's right.
There's stigma and stereotypes. The men go out there, they try, they come back, and sometimes men are not even able to express to you the level of downplay that another culture or race has given to them. You know what I'm saying? So when you come home to me, man, I'm there.
That's
like
real.
what you need,
That's
like
real,
what you want to do.
man.
Bitch, you want me to be filthy? You want me to be nasty? How we gonna do this?
You saying something.
You want me to go work extra to get the money so we can build? Like what is it that you want? But because they're not used to something like this.
Wow.
And that dissonance that's inside of them, the lack of confidence, self-esteem, guess what it does? It causes them to gravitate to dummies. And they go back to that image. They want a dummy.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, men be psyched up about dummies. Kevin Gates even said it.
Wow.
Because guess what? I'm not a threat to you to be a dummy. And when I mean dummy, I don't mean a woman just being all the way dumb. I mean, they know they're ahead of the woman.
Real. But that's I'm gonna take it from my end. That's what most men, because like you did say, you know, like how it's you know, like not saying it's men don't care about a woman's a real man doesn't care about a woman's finances. It's not what we're here for.
Right.
A lot, but because of society and what it's created.
And society did it, bro. Like
it's one of these things, like just like you say, the woman has taken on, in a sense, a masculine role, and a man has taken on such a feminine role.
Right.
It's
the roles have reversed.
Women are out here making more than men.
Right.
A lot of them. And you know, I love how some people get called out on it. You know, like the guy, you know, where you see the woman driving, the man in the passenger seat because he ain't got a driver's license, or,
right? Nothing,
or he don't have a license.
But you know, you could have got a message out of that too. But I still had you there. I didn't look down on you. I didn't make you feel no type of way. You was on the passenger side. You was still with me. I was still rolling with you till the wheels fall off.
Wow.
So what happened? Why would you still step out on me and go be with somebody less than me? Because you are threatened.
Integrity.
Wow.
Why would you do that?
So like you said, this goes back literally to the first part of the conversation. How we view ourselves inward.
Right. That's what it is. It's the internal self.
Internal self. So we have a lack thereof. So we fight against.
Right. And a lot of men have mommy issues too, and they won't even tell their mom, like, oh, I'm embarrassing you, or why you didn't do better. I got a woman out here and she have the same amount of obstacles you have going on, and she's making it work. Why you couldn't make it work?
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
So what they do is they self-indulge in a lot of other things. That goes back to applied behavior analysis. Like I was telling you, bad habits, good habits, extinguishing one over the other.
Wow. Creating
a good one, but 9 times out of 10, they don't do that, because if the knowledge is not there,
absolutely,
then guess what? You have nothing to work with.
And that's what I asked you. I said, is it hard to do? Because I think that's a hard thing to do. Take something negative and focus on this positive to create this thing where that doesn't matter anymore.
It's not if we both can move in the same level of motion.
Real.
It can't be potential. It got to be Connecticut.
Wow.
Integrity.
Real. Let me ask you this. So we know what he has to be. Confidence is what you're looking for.
He needs to have a level of confidence. First of all, you need to know your role. You know what I'm saying? And you need to know your identity. What's your vision? Even if you don't have a vision, let's sit down and figure it out.
Real.
Let's figure out what your vision is. We can start there. What do you want to do? I'm not about one thing I'm not doing anymore. I'm not building it up. You gotta come ready, baby. Listen, I'm not building a bear.
Gotcha. Say, look, I'm coming naked. You said you.
I ain't building a bear. I'm not Bob the Builder.
Coming naked. Come as you are. You said.
Come, listen. Come as you are, meaning already having some stuff established. Let me be specific.
That's real.
Come in motion. I just said kinetic energy.
That's real.
Come in motion so we can have something to work with, so we can capitalize off of that. But you need to you need to know you. You need to know who you are. Because think about it, when you don't know who you are, then how do you know who your enemy is?
Wow.
You don't know who your ops are. You out here talking about, oh, I'm playing chess and not checkers. You're not playing shit.
Wow.
Because you don't even know yourself. You moving aimlessly. When a storm come or adversity come or anything comes, like a woman with confidence, you like a ship with no sail. You being tossed to and fro.
To and fro.
Every time you go from club to club, you bending a bitch over, hitting that ass.
Wow.
And you got a real one at home who can help you get to where you dreaming of.
Could get you to own the club.
Own the club.
Wow.
What's the problem? Where's the starting point? Where's the starting point? There needs to be a starting point for the men as far as how they view themselves. Any dude that I ever talked to in my life, shout out to all of them, because they all played a part in my life.
Right,
you know what
absolutely.
I'm saying? So I always tell them, don't never let nobody play with your name. Don't let nobody play with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying this because even if they view this, they would know she said this to me. I got text messages in my phone where this girl done told me, do this for yourself.
Wow.
Don't let nobody play with you. Don't worry about what nobody say. You know what I'm saying? What it is that you want to do. Do that and stand on it as a man. Like a man.
Wow.
But first, know that you are a man. Acknowledge yourself as a man. Even if you hit a man in the ass, if you feel like you a man, go back and be a man. But if you don't want to be no man, let the world know. Don't play with us.
Wow.
Don't play Russian roulette with us. You know what I'm saying? Stand on what you want to do.
Wow.
And do it. Finish it.
So confidence, having his together and
identity.
And being in motion, identity.
Right. That's all I need. That money gonna come. Think about it.
It will.
Think about it. If I done opened up your neurons to a whole level of thinking, I'm talking about I opened that brain up, your whole frontal lobe, that money gonna come because ideas gonna flow in. I helped you tap in a level of creativity simply because I removed that negative stimuli from you. And sometimes as strong women or women that love men, we take that on for you.
Gotcha.
And we make it easier, but sometimes you don't realize it until we're absent.
It takes that sometimes.
It takes that.
In fact, it takes that all the time.
And it's sad because in our heart, good women, we still be like, I don't want nobody else to mess over my dog.
Gotcha.
Man, that was my dog. I know you gonna go out here. I got some friends right now that's vultures. They ready to get your ass robbed.
Gotcha. Wow.
All because they a bad bitch. And that's what you seeking after because of an image, because you can't fill a void.
Why do you think we look on the outward? Why do you think we're just...
Because it's less effort.
Wow.
It's easy. It's so easy. Isn't it easy? It don't require no thinking.
Wow.
Just buy her a Birkin. Okay, cool. She on my side. That's a bad bitch. Cool. What about a business plan? How much it gonna take? A lot of time, right? This whole setup raw.
Wow.
I know it didn't just start with, oh, yeah, boom, and I threw it together. No, it took time.
Absolutely.
Shout out to you.
Respect, sis. Respect. Let me ask you this. Music off, driving down the highway. What's on your mind?
How to get more money.
Sound like
Integrity.
you get it.
How to capitalize off the money I get. How to make multi-streams of income. How to take this and duplicate it in my kids when I'm gone.
Come on.
Listen.
Come on.
Erik Erikson's last stage of development is integrity versus despair. I refuse to die in despair, and I refuse to die dumb, and my children won't either. It has to be a legacy left for your kids. Men should strive for that also. Even if you had anonymity and a rough life. So what? We all did. We're all dealt some type of cards in some type of way. But what are you going to manifest with your thoughts?
Wow.
And I say that to say this. In applied behavior analysis, people always talk about behavior and consequences, but guess what they forget? The antecedent. The antecedent comes before the behavior, meaning that if I manipulate everything in my life to be a certain way to predict that behavior and that consequence, then guess what? That is necessary, and it's also essential.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? So my antecedent is, I'm going to give you an example for the people that, because sometimes them words could be a little much for some people.
That's right.
So what I'm saying is, let's use what people trying to do right now. Diet.
Gotcha. Uh-huh.
If I know I want to eat healthy and I want to put the right things in my body,
Right.
I'm going to go clear my refrigerator of all the unhealthy things. Thank you. I'm going to go clear my refrigerator of all the unhealthy things, and I'm going to fill that up with healthy things.
Right.
Fruits,
Right.
vegetables, apple, clean stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Non-pesticide, GMO, all that. I'm going to go find the right stuff. I'm going to do the research, and I'm going to put the right stuff in my refrigerator and put the right stuff in my cabinets. Now, you tell me what's the likelihood after you spending all that money on all that stuff, you about to go out and go get something unhealthy.
Right.
That's the antecedent. So I manipulated that part just so I could get to the behavior and a positive consequence.
Gotcha.
That's applying behavior to your life
Gotcha.
in a positive way.
Most people just go get the gym membership
They go get the gym membership
and never go.
and never go because you already depressed.
Right, but they didn't apply it and put things in front of them.
Nah, and if we use depression or mental illness, because mental illness is a big thing.
That's a fact.
If we use mental illness as one of the things, first of all, you have to show signs of readiness. before you even tell yourself, I'm gonna go get that gym membership.
Wow.
Because when bariatric women have surgery, meaning gastric sleeve or any gastric sleeve or resection or a bypass, or whatever they do, bariatric, people know what I'm talking about.
Right.
They have to go through psychologically counseling first. Meaning, let's deal with your emotions. Let's deal with your eating habits. Let's deal with trigger you to eat. Because when we make your stomach smaller, you're not going to be able to maintain with that same behavior.
That makes sense.
So I need to manipulate your antecedents. So we can have a change in behavior, so we can have a different consequence for you.
On the different outcome.
Different outcome.
That will last.
That will last. And maintenance is the thing.
Go ahead.
Anybody can start something, but how you going to maintain it?
She's saying so. Drink to that. That's real. That's a fact. In this life.
That's another thing with a man now. I need to see consistency in you maintaining. Because everything look good when you flashy and you could just do it once or twice. But over time, what's up? What's your residual over time?
Wow.
What's your results over time? Men should measure, and women too. I don't want to just put it on men. We should all measure ourselves like that over time. What have you accomplished? What are we doing?
Wow.
What's the numbers? What's the productivity? That's what I look for too. It's going to be hard, but it is what it is. I'm putting it out there though.
It seems like you don't like being stagnant and you don't want your man to be stagnant.
I don't want him to be stagnant because, and it's not so much because I don't want you to be stagnant because I'm worried about my friends. Baby, if that's my man, that's my man. Really? I'm going to give you an example. One of my homegirls.
I don't even want you to go by that fast. I loved what you just said. I don't want you to be stagnant because I'm worried about what my friends say.
You know what one of my friends told me? I brought a big expensive bottle, right? I always buy expensive bottle for my friends. I just love for us to have nice things.
Real.
And I had to learn that I can't give that to everybody now, you know. But anyway, I work for them to have nice things for me and my friends and my family.
Real.
But anyway, my man pull up, right? At the time, I guess he was my man. I don't know what we was doing, but whatever. I considered him my man.
That's right,
all right?
That's right.
So I took the bottle when he came. Mm-hmm. My friend say, oh, so you just gonna take the bottle? I say, let's normalize that you get the cup and he get the bottle when my man pull up.
Real. Bar.
Integrity.
Baby, it's a hierarchy here. You ain't in my house. If he gonna be the mentor and the head of my house,
come on.
This my man. He gets the bottle, you get a cup, so sorry. Cheers.
Real.
You got some out of it. It was a $500 bottle.
Real. Wow.
With a bell on it. Ting.
Wow. Come on, man.
That's that was the black and gold bottle of Class Azul.
I'm not familiar with Class Azul.
It's a tequila. It's a tequila.
Gotcha.
It's a tequila. They put your special little message in there and everything. I don't know. I like all that kind of
real.
stuff.
That's real. That's dope.
But I love to enjoy that with people that value it now. If you don't value it, I don't want to give you something that you're gonna mishandle.
Gotcha.
So, you know, I bring the bottle out there and it's like they put a little message in there. Nice little stuff. You untied, nice little
That's dope.
Bottle, suede, casing.
Right.
Pop the ting.
Real. That's dope. That's dope.
But I brought that for them too, just to show my appreciation. And everybody don't see it as that.
They'll still find a little bit of mess inside of it.
Right.
Inside of the appreciation.
Right. Are they greedy? Or they just don't value and consider nothing. A lot of people out here don't even know how to be a friend.
Wow.
So because you don't even know how to be a friend and you even seeing the small gestures that I do, and guess what I noticed? You buy a $49.99 bottle and I come with a $586 bottle all the time. Wow. That's what I say about maintenance. We're not the same, sis. I gotta let you go.
Wow.
I gotta let you go.
You saying something though.
I gotta let you go. I gotta go find the people that's gonna appreciate. Damn, this some smooth ass to look at. My dog paid like almost $600 for the bottle. Sometimes I do act of kindness for people and I see them working and I just go do an act of kindness for them. They might not even know me. And a lot of them didn't appreciate it.
Wow.
But what could I do about it? Nothing. I know at some point it touched you in some way because the people you surround yourself with and you always around, they ain't do shit for you. And I'm a stranger.
Wow.
Make it make sense. Do the math. Do the dash.
What's your proudest accomplishment thus far?
My proudest accomplishment, I must say, I don't even want to say the books because that's a byproduct of.
I
you know what I'm saying?
You know, and I often say besides the family.
Right.
your proudest accomplishment?
My proudest accomplishment is that I was my proudest accomplishment is I feel like I was able to overcome the sheds and layers of other people's selves that they put on me.
Gotcha.
Now I'm my own self. That's why I'm the naked author. I had to come to the end of myself and realize this is who I am. Take it or leave it.
Real.
But you are not me and I'm not you.
Real.
And I'm not going to take on you. Your urgency is not my emergency. I'm not taking on none of your hurts, pains from the past. I will empathize with you.
Real.
I will meet you where you are. But what I'm not going to do is allow you to become me. And a lot of times people stay in relationships like that, not realizing that that person is bleeding on them.
Real.
You once started as one person. Now you looking at yourself and you just like them.
Real.
I'm not doing that. So my proudest accomplishment is the fact that I was able to recognize and acknowledge that I was able to shed off all of the hurts, pains, projection, internalization, denial from other people and become my natural self. That's my proudest accomplishment.
Real.
Because everything that comes after that is a byproduct of that.
Real. Let me ask you this. I ask every guest, while we on that, is it better to be loved or respected? There's no wrong answer.
Let me tell you something. Respect is levels. You hear me? I need the world to understand that respect is up there. You know what I'm saying? So as far as respect, I'm going to say respect. And the reason why I'm going to say respect, because if you are respected, that comes with a level of discipline and a person realizing that you're credible. And once I realize you're credible, then I can love you.
Integrity.
So it got to be respect over everything.
Now I'm thinking it's about 97% of my guests say respect. And how they interpret it is beautiful.
Right.
Even those who say love, how they interpret it is beautiful. There's no wrong or no right answer, but it seems like respect, people stand on that. And just the way you described it was like, that was different.
Right.
Well put.
Right.
Very different. Like, yeah, like
Right.
It's levels of respect.
It is.
Which comes with discipline.
And it comes with credibility.
Wow.
And love comes after the credit. So I can't say I love you if you show me no credibility. What's your street credit? What's your business credit? What's your personal credit? You don't have none of that. How could love come into play if you're not credible? Because remember, credibility is going to deal with contingency on consistency.
Wow.
So with that being said, respect has to start at the hierarchy. So that means with respect, people follow you because you're credible. You're consistent. And then a person don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So with that being said, guess what? I can't love you until I know you're credible.
Wow.
When you're credible, I know that you're well respected.
You respect yourself.
I respect myself.
Could you respect a man that didn't respect himself?
I can't respect a man that don't respect himself because who are you? I need you to search deep on who you are because I need you to understand that respect comes on the inside, which is internal, inside, okay? And I need you to work that thing from the inside out. When it comes to your disposition and your posture and the way you carry yourself, that's going to speak for itself. You know why?
Real.
Because that respect started with you thinking and moving in a way to where you wanted people to see you in a certain manner.
Absolutely. That's real, sis. That's real. Real. How much would you pay, given everything you know now in life, to go back to your 18-year-old self? I'm going to tell you mine. I give $500,000 to go back to 18 and understand everything I know now. By the time I'm 24, 25, I'd be moving towards $1 billion.
Right.
What would you give to go back?
And let me tell you something. I wouldn't pay nothing to go back.
Real.
Integrity.
The reason why I wouldn't pay nothing to go back simply because the future had to be the way it is. Okay?
Everything happens for you.
Yes. So if I went back, right? if I had a time machine and I went back, then I'm gonna be a different person.
Real.
I need it. The way I'm going
Everything
and
would be
transition, it was necessary.
Go ahead.
Because if that wouldn't be the case, I wouldn't be able to sit here in front of you with all these words in my
Real, sis. Come
lexicon,
on. That's real, sis.
with this etymology,
That's real, sis.
with a
That's
level
real.
of forgiveness that I have in my
That's right.
heart. Because
That's
I forgiveness is everything for myself, and to be grateful. Them too, for sure.
on.
That's
Right.
when blessings come. Listen,
Grateful.
even for the smallest things. That's not to say I don't have a lot of things going on in life, but I'm still grateful.
Real, sis.
But I'm not paying no money to go back. I don't
Real.
move backwards, honey.
Bar.
Integrity.
Let me ask you this.
This train gonna keep on rolling.
Love it. Real. Come on now. What is next for you? You know, everything we're moving on to the 6th book.
Yes.
Come on. What else
Shout out
what's
to
next
me.
for you? Come on, man. Definitely.
What's next for me is I'm actually still trying to save up the money to actually get my own truck to pull my own trailer.
Come on.
Because there's been a lot of challenges with pulling my trailer, because there's a lot of men that are out here that feel like, oh, I'm gonna pull a trailer because she desperate. You know, because I'm not gonna say I'm desperate, but I'm eager to finish getting my business rolling, because
Right.
guess what? It was a good idea, because the last project or the last event that I did, I sold out of everything.
Wow.
Only thing I had left was water, and they
Right.
brought that too.
Gotcha. Wow.
So it was a good business move and a good investment, and I paid cash for everything. I don't owe nobody nothing.
Gotcha. That's good.
So it's like, oh, men don't even want money no more. Men have such low vibration. It's like, oh, give me sex
Really?
over the money, bruh. Like, I want to pay you $400-$500. I want to do this and that. No, they want to have sex, and to me, they don't even know how to read women. You don't have a discernment for certain women, because if you knew anything about me or you was able to read me properly, you would have never asked me for sex. You would have took the money. I would have respected you more.
Wow.
So now,
Why, I was about to say, well, why do you think, why do men, because it's number one, it's embedded in us to, you walk out of Walmart, you see your old lady,
Right.
putting anything in a cart, you take the cart back. That's just in us.
right.
But
Isn't
when
it
you're
some of
saying-
y'all?
Dang,
Get it right.
Okay, gotcha. Bar. But why do you think that men take advantage of that fact? And it could be just a business transaction, but why do you think they take advantage of
No,
that?
men are just hypersexual right now because they have nothing else to fall back on.
Wow.
That goes back to their identity and their loss. They don't know nothing about what they want to do with themselves. And their mama wasn't a good role model. And I'm not blaming their mother, because I'm a single mother. I know how it is to be a single mother, but guess what? One thing I won't never do is I want to duplicate myself, and I don't want to die dumb. So at the end of the day, we could sit there and get rolled over in life and never be a model for our sons and our daughters, even being a single mother. You know what I'm saying? We can be that type of mother, or you could be the type of mother that I'm trying to be. So with that being said, if you be the type of mother that I just explained, where you just want to get rolled over and live life and just never be an example, even while the father is not there.
Gotcha.
And let me put something out there. Most women are the reason why some of the fathers are not there.
Integrity.
Women are the most manipulative creatures on this planet.
You are saying something I don't think gets enough. It happens like
I watch
that.
so many men get tricked by women and their wives. I don't watch wives mistreat men, kids.
Absolutely.
And they sit there and they stay with that woman because you steady manipulating him, because he's such in a low area and sex was his thing to carry him over to the next
Wow.
day. You see what
Wow.
I'm saying? You lost out on a lot of good women because you feel like it was a threat to better yourself because somebody just wanted to introduce something new to you.
Wow.
And you didn't want to internalize it and accept it because you was afraid.
Wow.
So just a regular outside woman, you ain't gonna get that from her. She gonna let you do whatever you want to do, long as you could bring her something.
Wow. You are saying something.
And I feel sorry for a lot of good men out here that have to endure this with these manipulative ass women, because number one, it's a spirit of Jezebel. Number two,
Go ahead.
you are Delilah.
Suck it by. You're saying something.
You
saying
are
something.
Delilah. You hear me?
You're saying something.
You Cleopatra, you Medusa, you all these sex symbols. But with nothing of substance.
Nothing of substance. No virtue.
Guess where you're going to be rich at? In the grave.
Wow.
Integrity.
Wow. Where do you see yourself? Where do you see your business? Where do you see everything in 5 years?
Oh, 5. Let's go way before 5 because I'm working hard right now.
Go ahead.
Listen, 5 years, that baby gonna be something else. You know how you see how some business started off as one thing?
Right, absolutely.
And they something totally different. One started off as tissue paper. Now you a whole Tesla company.
Sis, my old job was a supervisor. Mm-hmm. In my office, I had a picture, 8x10, a picture of Jeff Bezos, old laptop computer with the spray painted Amazon sign. I looked at it every day for 3 years, just saying, okay, you can be something. You just got to stay at it.
Right.
That guy turned Amazon, sprayed it. He was like, no, this is going to be some bookstore to now what it is.
And it's so many levels to that because remember, I post my books through KDP, self-published on Amazon. They print the books, they print the covers. I upload and it's for all the writers. Because one thing I don't do, I'm the plug.
I was just about to say.
I have a level of confidence about myself. I want people to win.
Right.
So I'm not hiding nothing.
Real.
You come up with your cover design. You find somebody to design your cover.
Right.
You write your manuscript. And they make it user-friendly. You just upload all of it. They have certain rules. They tell you what it is. They'll give you a red flag if it's not a goal. But if it's a goal, it's the green light. You put your price.
Wow.
And you hit submit. Your book is ready to purchase.
Wow.
And that's what Amazon did.
Wow.
They get some money out of it. I mean, whatever.
Right.
Either way,
as they should.
I'm generating money.
Absolutely.
It's passive income. I'm here with you. And even when you post it, somebody gonna buy the book.
Absolutely will.
You see what I'm saying? I came here to have a good time with my friends. Somebody gonna buy the book.
Come on. Real.
I'm gonna be working 12 hours. I work 6 days a week. Guess what? 6 12s. Somebody gonna buy the book.
Real.
I work in between 2 states, California and Arizona, because of the way nursing is right now. Right. Somebody gonna buy the book.
Real. Where do you draw your confidence from in 2024, right in this presence? Where do you draw it from?
Hurt. I draw it from hurt. I draw it from pain. From thinking like, dang, for a long time I thought being homeless and not having no mama and not having no family and not having genuine friends, you know what I'm saying? Like all that time I'm thinking this was such a bad thing. It's not. It's not. I draw my confidence from those things because what I do an introspect and I do a retrospect of myself. And I'm like, hey, do you want this behavior to happen again? If not, change it.
Real.
That builds confidence too, because guess what you did? You made a decision as an adult for yourself.
Right.
It's hard for people to make decisions.
Absolutely.
Decisions can be stressful. They are anxiety producing. A lot of people can't make decisions. That's why they still sitting their ass in the same position they was in 20 years ago.
Yikes.
Because of a decision.
Wow.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Look how much money Nike is making by just doing it.
Just do it. They getting a free plug right now. Just it's a free plug.
Just do it.
Real,
and some people gonna hate me for who I am and my level of confidence and my intellect. But why would you want me to be in any other thing other than what I am after everything I endured? I wouldn't want that for you. I would celebrate you.
Want you right over here in that corner, just
that's
what they would you like.
With my hair all over my head. You know what I'm saying? With my hair all over my head, selling my body, extorting my, extortion of myself, having a poor image of myself, not having anything, being a dummy, on drugs, on welfare. That's the norm that has been pushed.
You are saying something.
So the people that's going to not agree with what we're having, we're conversing. This is a dialogue.
That's right.
So what we're doing, some people are not going to feel this and they're going to feel cognitive dissonance simply because this is a resistance to them because this is something they're not used to. That's not my fault. That's a you problem.
Integrity.
I don't just stand tall. You know, they don't even do nursery rhymes no more. They were beneficial. I'm not just gonna stand tall. I'm gonna really stand tall. I'm gonna be like Jack and the Beanstalk.
Come on.
Tall.
Real.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like Rapunzel, let down her golden hair.
That's right.
It gotta be long and strong and of excellence.
Real, sis.
And I'm never changing it for nobody. And somebody told me one time, yeah, it's because you talk too much and woo this and that. Bitch, I'm never shutting the fuck up. I'm the naked author. I'm not gonna die dumb, and I'm gonna duplicate myself and my kids. And if you telling me that I need to shut up, why would I do that when God say you need to speak?
Go ahead.
You have to encourage yourself. How you gonna encourage yourself?
Go ahead, sis. Go ahead.
I have to say, I'm beautiful. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. I have to utter those words from my mouth. So why would I shut up?
Wow.
How can I heal if I don't talk?
Wow.
How can you heal if you don't speak?
Wow.
Your ears have to hear those words. Remember, there are hairs in your ears
Go ahead.
that has a certain vibration that goes through your tympanic membrane, that goes to your optic nerve. And the optic nerve and all of the and the vertebra, whatever nerve, that people know what I'm talking about. If you don't, go look it up. Because I know I got kind of like a dialect, but either way, those cranial nerves are connected to your brain. The optic nerve is connected to your eyes. The ears is right there.
Go ahead.
What I hear, I see. I speak, it's in my heart, it's in my mind.
Wow.
How am I going to move? I need to say it out my mouth.
Wow.
Internalization is a bad defense mechanism because it's internal. You're holding it in, but you're doing things, but you're not speaking. How can you heal? That's not therapy. You have to speak over yourself.
Go ahead.
And life.
Go ahead and say it. Go
You
ahead
hear
and say
me?
it. That's right.
Because if you're not speaking life, in life, people tell you, oh, you can straddle the fence. That's a fucking lie. It's either life or that. You choose. I choose life.
Real.
I'm going to speak life.
Over and over.
That, over and over and over. Over that. Every time. Every time. No matter what I'm going through. I could be sitting there telling myself, yeah, just go off the bridge. It's over for you, Sonia. Just drive into the mountains. Look, just go right now. I'm not doing that.
Go ahead.
I stand a better chance with them vibrations. Frequency and vibration is everything, honey.
That's a fact.
Our whole body is electrical. That's how I know frequency and vibration is everything.
That's a fact.
Everything is electrical inside of us, from the 12 cranial nerves in our brain, the spinal cord down our vertebra that's integrated through our posterior ribs.
Wow.
Okay? All of that is electrical. All the way down to our ass. This is sacral. But it's a kana equana right there. That's electrical. It's nerves. It's sciatica. That's electrical.
Wow.
So with that being said, that all goes back to what I speak over myself. To go through those vibrations through my ear to, guess what? Determine my behavior and my outcome for life.
Wow. Wow. When it's all said and done, what is your legacy?
My legacy is still going. You know what I'm saying? I have started things that my kids are able to look at. I even gave all of them my transcripts.
That's right.
Because I want them to see, this is what your mama did. And this is what it takes. You may be misunderstood. People may not like you, but guess what? They can't take the knowledge from you once it's already been established. Anything that has been established is done.
Real.
You know what I'm saying? So my legacy is still being written. But in the end, my finishing product is, because God is the author and the finisher of my faith.
Yes, he is.
But the thing about it is, when it's said and done, I want it to be what God say, well done, my good and faithful servant, simply because I did it in a manner of excellence. And I did it in a manner where I would never leave God out of nothing.
Come on, sis.
And I'm going to put God in everything.
Absolutely.
And I want my children to know it can be done. You see what I'm saying?
That's
and they
right.
in way different situations than me.
Right.
They have a lot of love. They have a lot of family. And I'm proud to say that.
That's right.
Because I didn't get any of that. So I already know their outcome gonna be different because of that. And their outcome gonna be different because I educated myself.
Come on, sis. That's right.
So I had already changed the narrative and already broke the generation of curses that was bestow us, that was put before us. You see what I'm saying?
On to bigger and better things now. Everything is, because the naked author had to go through that, so hopefully you wouldn't have to go through that. That's real.
Right.
That's what it's about.
Right.
That's really what it's about.
Right.
If Pops, I'm like, Pops, if I'm not more educated, if I'm not more financially secure.
Right.
If I'm not, you didn't do the right proper job.
Right.
Every generation has to go higher, further to keep this thing going.
And we got to keep it going.
It's a fact.
Because if not, we will be lost as a race.
Absolutely.
And we're in an era right now with a whole bunch of generation of nothing, a whole bunch of air.
What's that one thing you would give to the supporters, the new fans watching this?
Mm-hmm.
What's that one message you would give to them?
The message I would give to my new supporters and my fans is that I want you to take time and really loving yourself.
Real.
And when I say loving yourself, go to the doctor. Get a baseline of where you at. What's your blood type?
Wow.
Things matter what you put into your body according to your blood type. It does. It's genetics. You feel me? So the number one thing I want to say is, because people don't love themselves. It's one thing for me to say to you that I love me, but then I do something far from that.
Gotcha.
Unprotected sex.
Go ahead.
Overindulging in alcohol.
Wow.
Glutton. You know what I'm saying? Stealing. Lying. Betraying my friends. Killing. Murdering. But I love me?
Wow.
No, so I want them to know, search yourself and really find out who you are so you can really love that person.
Wow.
Okay? Because if your actual self don't match your ideal self, then guess what? Make a match.
Wow.
That's what I want to tell them. Because love is lacking right now.
They heard you. They heard you.
Love is lacking. Genuine love. Agape love. Not that fake shit. Not that watered down shit.
Wow.
Real love that comes with willingness and consideration.
Wow.
For yourself.
Let me ask you this. With $50 million in your bank account tomorrow morning, what changes about you?
Not a fucking thing.
Love.
We just talked about
come
love.
on, that's right, sis.
We just
That's
spoke.
right.
I just
That's
spoke
right.
about loving yourself.
Money is not the root. It's the love of it.
It's the love of it.
That's right. Real. The naked author, as tradition on the integrity response. If you could open up that fortune cookie, if you could read it to your supporters, and just like that, we out of here. Right.
Oh Lord, I be joked the fuck out. So maturity, semicolon, do your duty without being supervised.
Wow. Integrity.
Maturity,
Wow.
Integrity.
do your duty without being
being
supervised. Do your duty without being supervised.
We just had that. Relationships, everything.
I take care of people.
Wow.
I don't need administration there with me
Wow.
for me to take care of a person and get them a spirit of healing. I don't need my friends pumping me up or my kids or nobody to watch me to say that I'm going to do the right thing. To be a
Wow.
parent. I'm going to do it on and off the camera.
Come on. It's real.
When I'm outside with my girls, guess what? I ain't cheating on my man.
Come on, sis.
Do your duty without being supervised.
Psst, you saying something.
He better know who I am. She better know who I am. My kids better know who I am. The administration at the hospital better know who I am.
That's right, sis. That's right.
Do your duty without being supervised. What this called?
Integrity.
The integrity response. The naked author. How dope was that ending to everything you just spoke on?
The universal motherfucker. Lord, forgive
Wow.
me.
That's wow. That's crazy. That is dope. That is dope. That's so dope. That is dope.
I'm gonna
Sis,
keep this.
Love. Real.
This just was a sign of maturity, bro.
Ain't that something though?
I don't cry because I don't want to mess up my makeup, but
Man, that's something.
it was just letting me know that Sonya, you are really maturing.
Real.
Cause things you could have did that could have murdered somebody, you went head on and took the high road.
Real.
And say it's more for you to do.
Real.
Be an example for that person.
That's right.
Cause you're gonna teach them what they don't know.
That's real. Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you. The naked author 5 books, on the way to 6, and plenty more. Everything you have in the works for your entrepreneurship, everything you have to help others, everything you're doing to put others, elevate others. Even being here on this podcast right now, you're elevating.
Right.
Myself included, you're elevating the viewers. And it's what we need in our culture.
Right.
It's what people don't want to hear but need to hear.
Right.
And for you being out naked in front of others with your transparent honesty,
Right.
I respect and I appreciate your integrity.
Thank you.
Respect, sis. 2024, the Naked Author. Stand by for everything. Matter of fact, look for everything she's already done, everything she's doing, everything she's about to do. We're signing off. Salute.